Hey, how's it going, Elisa? My name is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leads. We are a local online marketing, SEO, and website design company here in the Springs. I understand you or maybe someone else there talked to Taylor, and you guys said you may be interested in us doing this video analysis for you. So I wanted to follow up and go ahead and do that. What I want to do in this video analysis is basically cover what we do as an SEO company, why it's valuable for your business, what kind of specific metrics that I can pull up using my tools and things like that, like what kind of keywords you're currently ranking for, as well as what we need to do to get you ranked higher for the keywords that we want to go after, as well as how we're going to go about doing that. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. Get this loaded up on the side so I can take a look at it later. All right, so I'll go ahead and shoot from the hip, so we'll see how this goes. But if you have any questions at any time, feel free to contact me by email, phone number. Since we're local in the Springs, you can absolutely meet us in person as well. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the specific SEO metrics behind the site and see what I can find. So what I can see right off the bat is that there has been some SEO work done. The reason I can see that is your referring domains have been growing steadily since 2014. Not at a especially fast rate, but at a decent pace. So this is both good and bad news. Good news is because you've had some SEO work done, means that you are ranking. Bad news is that it could be done faster in order for you to be able to rank higher for the keywords you want to rank for, and you'd probably be in a better position now if we were to ramp up this speed sooner. This right here is an extremely important part of SEO because Google accounts this right here, the number of referring domains that are pointing to your site, heavily in their algorithm in determining why your website should rank higher than another website for its keywords, for the keywords we want to go after. In case you didn't know what a referring domain or backlink is, I'll explain that real quick. It's any website out there on the internet that links back to your website via hyperlink. And so, for example, if there's a blog out there that's called the cannabisblog.com, and they make a new blog post on their website, and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best medical dispensary in Colorado Springs and Denver, check out www.the-hemp-center.com. And then there'll be a hyperlink that links back to your website. So if someone clicks on that link, it would direct them to your site. So just in the fact that that other website is linking back to your website is actually tracked by Google. And every time that website, an outside website links back to your website, you get credit for that. And so basically, this means the referring domains basically means there's 50 websites out there that are linking back to your site 1,000 times. Now this is a little bit spammy, so I'll have to take a look and see why that is. But in terms of referring domains and the overall backlink process, at the end of the day, you just want a lot of these websites to talk about your site because it's a huge part of Google's algorithm right now. You're at 50 websites, 50 referring domains. We want to shoot for closer to about 200 to 300 referring domains and about 2,000 to 3,000 backlinks. That's really going to show Google that you are an authoritative site, you're a trustworthy site, and you deserve to rank higher than your competitors for the keywords you want to rank for. So I'm going to next hop over to the organic keywords tab and see exactly what kind of keywords you currently rank for, as well as some of the metrics behind it. So right off the bat, the hemp center, you rank #1, which is fantastic because that is your brand name, and you absolutely want to make sure that you ranked for the #1 spot for your brand name when someone types that into Google. Littleton Dispensary, you have the #4 spot, which is fantastic because you are on the first page and #4 for that. A little bit of wiggle room to get you on the first spot because that's where the lion's share of the traffic visits. But so you're still on the first page and you're actually in the top 5, so that's actually really good news. Dispensary, Littleton, Colorado. Now, the one thing that I am curious about that I would have to talk to you about is whether you are just strictly medical or if you do both medical and recreational. Because in Colorado Springs, I'm sure as you know, you can't do recreational, but you can do medical. So I would be curious to see that. Actually, you know what? The fact that I can't figure this out. Oh, okay, additions, why hemp, holistic health, medical cannabis, years of experience, 5, expertise search. That doesn't do you any good. That's a weird little piece of text. Yeah, so the fact that I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay, as well as we're a hemp boutique, as well as top shelf medical marijuana center. Okay, so yeah, so 100% medical. And so Littleton dispensary, I think ultimately your kind of main keywords that you're going to want to go after are going to have to do with anything that has to do with medical, not necessarily recreational marijuana, but medical marijuana keywords. So um, I typed in this keyword to our Explorer tool, medical dispensary, Colorado Springs. Obviously, I haven't typed that in for Littleton or Denver, but you can see how this gets 300 searches per month. And so that's the kind of keyword that you absolutely want to rank for, especially for your old Colorado City location. And then obviously the Littleton location, you'd want to go after like the keywords I have to do, like Littleton, medical marijuana dispensary, and even hemp. I think like hemp clothing or hemp like paper hemp products. Yeah, there's a lot of keywords that we could potentially go after with like hemp, Littleton, hemp, Denver, that kind of thing that we could absolutely rank you for as well because you have a boutique there and so you sell like hemp related products as well. So you can see just how valuable it is because um, nowadays, as you understand, there's no one that's like using a phone book to look up dispensaries in the local area, right? There's no one that's really using magnets or like flyers. Flyers sometimes can work, but the main way that people are finding businesses, especially dispensaries online, are they're using their smartphones. They're using their smartphones and their laptops or computers to find dispensaries. And they type these kinds of keywords into Google. They type in dispensary in Colorado Springs, dispensary in Littleton, or medical marijuana dispensary in Colorado Springs, medical marijuana in Littleton, that kind of thing. And so that's why we need to make sure that you're front and center because these are kind of people that aren't necessarily typing in the brand name of a dispensary they recognize, like in this case, the hemp center for yours. They're looking for a medical dispensary and they just don't know of one, and so they're typing in a generic phrase like that. Just like how if my toilet broke today, and like I don't know any plumbing companies right off the top of my head, so what I'll do is I'll type in like toilet repair Colorado Springs or toilet repair near me, that kind of phrase, and be able to find. And I'll probably choose the top 5, whatever website, click on the site and kind of read about them, make sure that everything checks out, and then call them and ask them, hey, how much would it cost to get my toilet repaired or whatever, and then pull the trigger that way. And so that's how people are finding dispensaries as well, and that's why you need to make sure that you are front and center for these kinds of phrases because it's going to blow up your business and you're really going to get a lot more people in through your doors once you're found online for these kinds of keywords. So it's good and bad news because you're getting found for a lot of keywords. Now we just need to make sure that we ramp up your SEO from a company that really knows how to do SEO and really take it to the next level because that's what we need to do to get you front and center instead of kind of hovering between that almost front and center and not being found, right? So that's where we're at now. I did want to show you. I wanted to show you one of our current clients. Now we don't have any dispensaries in our portfolio right now currently. Hopefully you are one, but I did want to show you one of our clients that we do take care of. Kind of in a similar space. Now they do vapes, right? They have vapors that they sell at their store. It's a vape shop. I wanted to show you kind of what their rankings are since we've started their SEO work and we've been able to do good work for them. By the way, you know what? I won't get into the specifics, but at the end of the day, the results are what matters, right? So Vape Shops Colorado Springs, they have the number 2 spot. Vape Shop Colorado Springs, number 2. Vape Store Colorado Springs. These actually hover between 2 and 1. But Vape Store Colorado Springs, Colorado Vape Shops 2, Vape Stores Colorado Springs, Vape Shops in Colorado Springs. So everything that has to deal with vape stores and vape shops and vaporizers in Colorado Springs, they've claimed the number 1 and number 2 spot. And so we're killing it for them. And what does that translate into business? I actually got one of these kilos from them. And every time I have to go and get a cartridge from them, I have to wait anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour because there's always an hour. There's always a line. And it's kind of frustrating for me personally because I have to sit there and wait for so long. But it's just kind of a testament to how much business that they're bringing in from being found online. And they love us. They refer business to us all the time. And they go out of their way to make sure that their online marketing budget is paid on time and ahead of time because they don't want to lose us as a marketing company because they know just how much value and how much business that we're bringing them. And so that's the kind of thing that we could do for your business as well. It's a matter of kind of doing my research, figuring out exactly what we need to do, and then getting started with it. Now, in terms of your actual website, I personally recommend that we revamp it. We don't necessarily have to rebuild it altogether, but I do recommend we revamp it because I think that it's not fleshed out all the way. Like down here, I expect a little bit more content or a little bit more stuff or more info, like an about us, that kind of thing. Maybe like an image of the storefronts. This obviously this image right here is broken, so that needs to be cleaned up. The hemp center, I would recommend putting it at the top. That's just functional website design. That's kind of what people are used to, and it just tends to show them like the logo and the brand. Just like if they were to walk into a store, the first thing that they see before they even enter the store is that brand, right? That name. And so that's kind of the idea. And so this image right here is even on like, it's not a transparent image. It's like on a white background. Locations. I think this location page actually is pretty decent. But see how it's broken up? And I would have a little bit more of like your actual like concentrate stuff on here, so that people can grasp that rather than just saying something like this, because it's more like a hippie kind of like cool artistry like boutique, as opposed to like actually being like a hemp and dispensary. So as well as having some images on here. So just some work to do. Not necessarily need to redesign the site, but we do definitely just need to just flesh it out a little bit more. All right. So I appreciate it. I hope at the very least you got some insight out of this, Elisa. I don't want to take any more of your time. Like I said, you can contact me any way you prefer, whatever floats your boat, and then would love to kind of discuss what you're looking to do with the site, with your business, and then go from there. All right? Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.